What's up, everybody? This is Carter Brown, the Popular Vegan. And if you know me, I'm always talking about food. And as time goes by, the more you learn about how important it is to have high quality food rather than just to be eating food to say, hey, I'm eating kale and I'm eating greens and I'm eating all this organic stuff. The quality of the food is very, very important. And one of the biggest factors that play into the quality is the age of the food itself. It doesn't really matter if you're eating the best food, the best dandelion, the best kale, the best cabbage, or whatever the case. What matters the most is when you're eating that food. For example, some vegetables lose as much as 30% of their overall nutrition in just 24 hours, which means that you have to figure out which vegetables are most important to eat within that 24 hours. Because quite frankly, there are some vegetables that you just need to be able to eat almost immediately after you harvest it. We're not usually used to that lifestyle. We're used to the lifestyle where we go to the grocery store and we buy the food. And the food that's in the grocery store has been there on average sometimes 9 to even 14 days. They keep it looking pretty good because they have misters that spray on it. And so as long as it's being sprayed, it's being hydrated, it'll retain some of that nice look of being green and being fresh, but in actuality it isn't, because many of the times if you look deep, you'll see it's already yellowing. And when certain vegetables reach that point, you're talking about losing as much as 90% of the nutrition, especially after around 5 days. It's very, very important to understand that the nutrition that we get from certain vegetables is what actually fuels, the catalyst in our bodies to create vitamins and nutrients to keep us running, to keep us optimal. Because quite frankly, we eat a lot of processed food in this country. We eat a lot of stuff that's old and really not giving us much. And a lot of the vitamins that we do get from the foods that we eat, the processed foods that is, it's synthetic vitamins that have been placed back into the processed foods after they've lost the original vitamins that they're supposed to have. So if you're comfortable with getting most of your nutrition from synthetic vitamins that's in processed foods, then do you continue to do what you do. But if you really want to reach towards optimal nutrition will be found in fresh fruits and vegetables. I mean, we're talking about grocery stores, even the one that you pay a lot more money to shop at, having apples that are as much as a year old. That's crazy. Oranges, 6 months old. And a lot of fruits and vegetables that you think are so fresh, they're not really fresh at all. So, when I talk about this stuff, it's a major component to overall nutrition. It's a major component to optimal nutrition. And it's one of the most major components that we're really not getting like that. We're not getting it like that because we're shopping at these grocery stores that's selling us old vegetables. I mean, if you get a vegetable that's 9 to 14 days old, it's like a senior citizen vegetable. You really don't want to eat that. It's not all vegetables that start to really lose their nutritional value at a rapid rate after 24 hours or what have you. You have some like carrots, beets, cabbage that are still very nutritious beyond 7 days. But those are some of the exceptions. It's not all. What you really need to learn is what foods that you need to eat within that period of time. Those will be the foods that'll be super important for you to get from a local source. If you can find those from a local source, what it means is that it's been picked somewhere close by to you and you can get it perhaps the same day, the latest the next day. But realistically speaking, if you really want to strive towards optimal nutrition, you can buy all the stuff you want from Whole Foods, that fresh kale and organic this and that, but if it's not fresh, as in 24 hours old, you're really not getting the optimal nutrition from it. You want to seek to eat foods that are still in their vibrant state. So this is your boy Carter Brown, the Popular Vegan. You can definitely sign up for my email where I'm sharing lots of tips and information like this for people who are transitioning their diet and looking for ways to optimize their nutrition. I definitely advocate for eating fresh local foods, and that's why I have a CSA that I participate in. And if you really want to get involved in getting local fresh food in my area, which is the Fort Lauderdale area, drop me an email, give me a call, whatever the case is. We'll make sure that you can get some fresh food on a weekly basis. A fresh portion of food that is definitely going to be high in nutrition for you. So once again, this is Carter Brown, popularvegan.com. Be sure to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, and you can listen to the podcast on my website, popularvegan.com. Definitely appreciate everybody, and you guys have a wonderful one.